So Consulate looks visually different now in Rainbow Six Siege. I don't know if this just happened after the little update we got yesterday, but when you explore the map Consulate, you can see a lot of different lighting around the map, especially in rooms such as Yellow Stairs, Piano, the bottom of Spiral Staircase. However, a lot of this map looks different when it comes to lighting. Now, something really funny right now is that I made a video similar to this years ago. None of you probably remember it. I was much smaller back then. I highly doubt anyone even watched the video. But it was very funny because there was a lighting bug, I assume this is a bug, like this on the old version of Consulate years ago. And it was that lighting bug which led me to believe that Ubisoft were tinkering with a lighting operator, and I actually theorized that Sam Fisher would come to Siege with some form of night vision gadget. And I may have been wrong about the night vision part, however, Sam Fisher did come to Siege, but it's quite interesting that it seems like there is yet another similar lighting bug on Consulate this many years later. And it does sort of beg the question, are Ubisoft playing around with night maps again? Because let's be honest, what other reason would there have to be for anyone on the map team to head onto Consulate and tinker with the lighting a little bit? I definitely think night maps is something which a majority of the community want back, and it's definitely something I see people talking about all the time. So would it be far-fetched to assume that Ubisoft are in the background right now touching up these maps a little bit in their own little playtest and trying to convert them to night? Because let's be honest, a lot of these interiors look like the map is dark itself on the outside and it's reflecting it inside the building. And I've always been for the return of night maps. The reason why they were removed in the first place is because the old lighting in Rainbow Six Siege was pretty realistic and I thought it looked really nice. However, I do have to agree in this aspect that sometimes night maps were just too dark and you could hardly see inside the building, you could hardly see outside the building. Many people liked it for that reason. There was a lot of dark corners inside the building itself, but for competitive integrity, they removed night maps. And I can understand that. However, lighting has changed in Siege over the years. I mean, just take a look at the current version of Favela. That map is only available at night. And listen, you may not like the current version of Favela. I don't mind it. I think it was alright. Even when it was in ranked, I thought it was actually pretty easy and it was kind of a free win if you played it. But I guarantee you, if you don't like that map, it's not because of the lighting and it's not because it's at night. You just don't like the layout of the map. And we could probably agree with each other that the map being at night didn't ruin the experience, right? So just imagine all of the maps currently in the game had a night variant of it. And what the lighting looks like on Consulate right now definitely reminds me of what these night maps used to look like on the inside. I don't know, having a day and night cycle between maps in Rainbow Six Siege was always so cool, because if you got Coastline back to back, for example, one of them might have been at day and the other one might have been at night, and you would have had somewhat different experiences with the map. It was extremely cool. So is it too far-fetched for me to look in this lighting bug and see that somewhat the game might be getting the return of night maps in year 9? If this is just simply a bug and there's nothing more to look into it, then fair enough. However, I definitely do wish that this is sort of them accidentally slipping that night maps may be coming, or that maybe they're tinkering with lighting in general and it just had this bad effect on Consulate accidentally. Either way, I do think Consulate kind of looks nice in this lighting. I do agree that there's some bits which are a bit too dark, like you might have seen me go to bottom Spiral Stairs and there's a completely dark corner. Like, yeah, okay, I guess that is a little too dark, but like Yellow Stairs looks really nice, Basement looks really nice. I definitely think you can make a lot of these rooms dark but also look visually appealing. And you would always have the day version of that map anyway. And if they do ever bring back night maps, which I really hope we get next year, I imagine that they will only allow it in like quick match or standard, because when night maps used to be in the game, they would only keep the day version in ranked anyway for competitive integrity, which even adds more to the confusion as to why they would remove night maps anyway if they weren't in ranked or pro league. It was only in the casual mode. So I think I'm in the majority here when I say we really want night maps back. I checked a few other maps. I don't think there's massively anything I can see here. We could jump back on my old theory, which I used to imagine that Sam Fisher was coming to the game, that maybe you'll get like an attacker who can like turn turn the lights off or dim them a little bit, and they have like night vision goggles which can see through this or something. I don't know. I've not really thought too in depth about it. I originally thought that that's what they would do with Sam Fisher. So basically, they would bring back night maps, so he'd be especially good on the nighttime version of maps, and he'd have like a little detonator in his hand which would cut the power to the map temporarily, let's say 10 seconds, and it would go pretty dark, and that's when he could use his night vision goggles and take an advantage on the defenders. I definitely think they still should have done that for Sam. As much as I love Sam, or Zero, in his current iteration, I think his gadget is great, I still definitely wish they went that route with him. But I guess we could piggyback on that old theory and assume that maybe they're doing that with another operator. I don't know, I always thought that'd be something quite cool in the game, and the way you see lighting like this, I think could definitely play into it, because like imagine a room like this, so like piano or one of the rooms on this map that already look a bit dark right now. Imagine completely cutting every light from that room for 5 to 10 seconds, maybe 10 seconds too long, like 5 seconds, and then you take the upper hand with some night vision goggles. That would have been so cool. And one thing I'll add as well, Thatcher's EMPs does have an effect on lighting, some maps more than others. One I noticed once, which was really cool, is Connector in Nighthaven Labs. He makes that room so dark, and again, it just makes me kind of wish we had night maps back and you had rooms at like this level of darkness. And of course, I wish we had a night vision operator. I think it would be so cool. So yes, hopefully this is a start of something new coming to Rainbow Six Siege. Of course, right now it does just seem to be a standard visual bug, which is weird that this happened to Consulate and not really any other maps. Or maybe they are, you know, trying to permanently change the lighting in Consulate just a tad. This happened to Villa a few years ago, so I wonder if maybe Consulate's getting the same treatment, but it looked fine before. I want night maps back. I'm sure so many of you do as well. That's why I had to jump on this little lighting glitch and be like, oh, please tell me there's a slither of hope. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Am I just waffling? Probably, but do you agree with me? Do you want night maps back? And do you want a night vision operator? Because I definitely do. Also, I'll add a final note here. If you do want to kind of experience some older Siege lighting, go back and watch some old Siege videos. You'll see what I'm talking about when I say they were pretty, and sometimes I would say nights were a bit unfair. So I definitely think if Ubisoft could find a nice little middle ground between the current lighting and the old lighting, I definitely think it would visually make the game look a bit better. Because not saying that the game currently doesn't look nice, I think Siege is actually very visually stunning for an online FPS. But especially when you go back and look at how lighting used to work, and you know, some shadows and the way it would just reflect off of every item, and it just looks so nice. It does kind of leave you hoping you can get something like that back in the game, even if it is just like a nice little compromise, because I definitely think lighting is competitive good right now, so a little touch of this would be nice as well. But yes, as always, be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Drop a like on this video if you did enjoy, subscribe if you're new, and check out my other videos. We posted a really fun layer strat yesterday, and we posted some news videos, and I'm going to get back into more lore stuff as well, especially with Year 9 coming up. So have an incredible rest of your day. I love you all. Stay safe. Peace.